Well, it looks. Well, congratulations, by the way, Mr. and Mrs. It seems like there's a pattern here. If you guys are both on the card, it looks like you guys are both gonna win.
Yes, that's what we want. You know, if one wins, the other doesn't, then we don't really get to go home happy. I know Hinata's not too happy because he didn't get a submission, but I'm trying to, hey, you still won, you know, so that we can enjoy the rest of the weekend. We have a pretty exciting weekend ahead.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch the match a little better. My match, I mean, she killed it. I feel like very similar to the other matches. She just, you know, once she brings to the ground, she always gets the finish. I got to do a bunch of stuff that I was wanting to do it. I'm just a little bit frustrated. Didn't result on the tap. You know, I actually didn't get him on a submission. He kind of ran out to escape, which we'll talk about it after with Claudia them about that. But I mean, overall it was good. I think now slowing down a little bit the adrenaline. I'm happy. You know, a win is a win.
I almost have to ask because you know people are gonna talk about it on social media. How much of a factor was that whole contact thing? Did it throw you off? That's a moment in and of itself to just pick that bad boy right up and pop it right back.
I know it's gross, guys. I'm sorry. And it's like, not even like just gross, like, it's dangerous. Yeah, they say it's dangerous. You shouldn't do that so you don't lose your eye or get an infection. But, fuck, when you do jiu-jitsu for as long as I do, when you do jiu-jitsu for as long as I do, man, you go through so much different situations. You know, you'll be training with people that have staph infection, and you're like, fuck, man, just cover that, it's whatever. But try to stay. I just try to, you know, keep both my eyes working because I remember I only brought one extra contact this time. And as I grabbed only one, I was like, probably should bring two, but I was like, why? Only one's gonna come out. And then I was thinking, if I take it off now, then I will only have one for later. Anyway, I was overthinking because I had time to find it. I guess everyone was seeing the contact, so I heard, and the camera was zooming in, and everyone was pointing at it. I was the only one that didn't see it until the guy I was competing against said it.
Yeah, even the commentary team was pointed out how great the cameramen are here at the Apex, that on white canvas they saw contact. That's unbelievable. Please walk me through this whole, you know, he's going to carry you on his back, literally like, we'll just say four corners. What was the whole point of that? Or just a stall? What's going on here?
I don't know. I think he was kind of showboating a little bit at first, you know, just kind of like, whatever. I heard that he could slam. So that was part of like on a submission. So I had him on a submission. That's why I was very folded forward, and I didn't want to like drop back and try to pull his head and adjust a regular triangle, because then I'm exposing my neck. I was like, from here, if he jumps, he would have to jump and like turn upside down to hit me. So I was very folded forward. When I realized he was just kept doing that, I just adjusted my arms around my legs and I squeezed my arms together against my legs. So he presses almost like it's called a tippy triangle. It's the same thing as if I was like using pliers to squeeze the side of his neck. So it worked because they started going, you know, like just not being able to breathe. And then he finally walked off the mat. So, I mean, that's usually a DQ. Should have been a DQ, should have been a sub for that case because he's running away. He's like trying to pick someone off the cage and push them off so you can stop the submission. But, I mean, it is what it is. At the time, I just didn't even think about it. I was just, fuck, 4 points. Okay, cool, go for the next thing. I got to his foot on that back jump thing, close guard. And I got to his foot, and I don't know, his foot was just not popping. So that was kind of frustrating.
For sure, man. But you still kept it together. We're focused. How close was that submission? I know you wanted it, but how close was it to, you know, you were there?
I mean, I think he was going to fall asleep really soon. That's why I held it a little extra long because I was like, if he falls asleep here on the corner. But at the same time, I didn't want to be Rosemar Palhares, you know. I didn't want to be a Toquinho case. People judging me on the internet. The ref was telling him to stop, so I just stopped. I was like, whatever. He's going to run away. It is what it is.
Yes, sir. You guys have the holidays coming up. I'm sure it's about time to rest, you know, be with friends and family. But they did announce on the commentary that, on the broadcast, 6 events are coming up. How involved would you guys like to be with that, if, you know, if any, or all?
I think that we have some plans with them. I don't think we can talk about it just yet. But we should have a minimum of 2 to 3 appearances next year at least on the UFC Fight Pass Invitational. Yeah.
That'll be excellent. It can't be a Fight Pass event without the Canudos. Talk about this support that you guys are getting. Now, not only did you get the biggest pop, yeah, but now we see the popsicle sticks with the faces. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's super cool. You know, I think that they don't want to have favoritism. And also, you know, sometimes when you're on a card a lot, you kind of like, sometimes people start to hate you as well. So we want people to keep liking us. And I think, you know, we're going to try to get on as much as we can. But with that said, I think that we need, like, we're running out of people to fight as well, too. So I think they need to make some other contenders for us as well. So. But we love it, you know. This is our hometown crowd. I've been here for 10 years now, so this is my home, and we have our students all in the crowd too. So it's amazing, you know. I think every event it's more and more special.
Absolutely, it keeps growing. There's pretty much just a canoodle section at this point, which is fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, walk me through that finish, because you were fishing for it, you were working it, you were not letting up on that choke.
Yeah, you know. I want to finish. That was, you know, for the last few years, that has been my goal. And the way that I train is I don't want to just score points or hold positions. I want to get that finish. I feel like that's the most rewarding part about what I do. But I wanted to do a different submission this time. I don't only find the back. And I kept telling them, like, oh, I'm going to try for this. That's why I tried for the guillotine. I knew she was going to shoot, so I had other plans. But it's just what I do best is finding the back. So once I got there, you know, I did kind of look at like my team and kind of did like a little smirk, and they mentioned that. They're like, oh, you kind of looked and smirked, because it's like, I know and they know that if I find the back, it's over. So it was great.
And that was awesome. Thank you for pointing that out, because it was kind of like the Cain Velasquez, Fabrizio Verdum moment where Verdum knew he had him, and he just kind of smirked him.
Yeah. You know, I'm almost at the end of my career, but I fought MMA. I wrestled in college. And I always just never let myself enjoy the moment. So the last few events, like, I really feel like I found a home here, and I know that my, like, competition days are numbered. So I want to enjoy every moment, and if it's like smirking at my team and, like, you know, giving a little celebration for the 10 seconds after it's done, I want to be able to feel that, because it's not gonna last forever.
And I'm sure, and thank you for sharing that. I'm sure a lot of our warriors out here, Matt, cage, boxing, what have you, feel the exact same way. Are you just that dedicated to your craft that you didn't allow yourself to enjoy it, and now you've been able to kind of step back and with your husband say, you know what, let's have a little bit of fun before we hang it up?
Yeah, I feel like enjoying those moments. It was mostly like feeling like, oh, I don't want to look like I'm cocky, or I don't want to look like I'm self-centered. But it's like, man, we work so hard all year long to have these little moments, and it lasts for, like, you know, 15 minutes. You know, you get to fight, and if it goes the duration, it's 10 minutes, and you get to that little interview, and after that it's done, and then you're working for months and months, and sometimes even years if you don't get a match or a fight. And so nowadays I feel like we've been through so much where, like, he didn't get to fight for 2 years. I've been, like, whole years without fighting. So, like, those moments are very important, you know.
Absolutely. There's still plenty of fight left. I know 2025 is going to be a great year for both you guys. Give me a little peek of, like, give us a preview of what can we expect from the Canudos.
You can expect to see us here, just here, at the UFC Fight Pass Invitational. Yeah.
That sounds good. Thank you so much.
It's interesting y'all mentioned about enjoying the moment. I mean, that's so much easier said than done for y'all. When you're trying to put that in application, you know, how do you do that in these moments of being in the bright lights and everything like that?
I feel like I get nervous, like very, very nervous. So what I've been practicing lately is just, like, really stopping and reminding myself that, like, throughout the whole day, even as I was feeling nervous throughout the day and thinking of all the things that can happen, I would stop myself and be like, Raquel, enjoy this moment. Even, like, feeling these nerves, enjoy it, you know, because, again, especially as I keep repeating this, but as I get closer to the end, I know that I'm not going to feel like this anymore. I'm not going to have those days where I'm waiting at home and counting down the hours till it's time to go and fight. But even here, like, stopping to go to look at the crowd, like, stopping to hear the crowd, or even while I'm fighting, I'll, like, pick out a couple of voices and, like, try to remember those little things, like what my teammates or my students were saying, or just smiling faces. And, like, before I wouldn't even look at the crowd, you know, I wouldn't even try to find anyone's faces. So even that, or how I did my little celebration, like, just living in the moment. And it's like, whatever comes to me comes, don't hold myself, and just kind of awkwardly look at the ground after I win, but, like, enjoy it. I did, like, a little freaking crown afterwards, and it's like everyone loved it, but I was so embarrassed after I did it. Like, I went off for all of 5 seconds, and then I was like, oh shit, what did I just do? But, you know, I think the social media likes it, so I don't feel as shy anymore.
And I know.
Yeah, I think that that's something that I also always got on her about it because I'm like, she's like that one awkward kid after she wins. She'll like go and like knock someone out in an MMA fight or, get a finish and just like, cool. Like nothing happened. Like I'm gonna get scolded from my dad if I act out or something. So I'm like, dude, like enjoy, like celebrate, like have fun, like don't stress so much. I feel like sometimes, you have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then kind of sucks. Like I today, even when the match was just over, felt the same way that I felt other times before. Sometimes I'm not as happy as I should be with my performance, and I'm just like frustrated. Like my interview is like, damn man, whatever. I hate this. I didn't do good. But like that's not good. You gotta always like enjoy a win, no matter the way it comes. I feel like winning's always good. You get to do an interview because you won. That's good. Just wished maybe I stuck him with a nice takedown, pinned the wrestler or something. That's what I was hoping for.
So with nights like these, I feel like a lot of people, they look at date nights and like, oh, let's go out to a movie, go get dinner. But for y'all, looks like a date night. Would you guys characterize it like that, or even look at it like that?
Oh yeah, 100%. We don't party. We're living in Las Vegas for so long, and we never really went out together for a nightclub here. This is our party. When we get to do this together, that's when we enjoy the most. That's like the highlights of our lives. So it matters a lot for us. That's why like we enjoy hard, or we are very angry. Like if it wasn't like as good as it should be, because we put our whole life into it.
It's always a good date night when you can make money and not spend any.
Well done on that one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you guys.
Mikey. Congrats on the win. I know, right here.
Oh.
Right here, man. I know you were disappointed in your performance. What was it about your opponent that you think made it unable for you to get a finish?
Yeah, so first of all, I'll say sorry for not finishing the match. My whole game is just attacking submissions the whole time, but I wasn't able to finish this match, unfortunately. I had some really good bites on his legs. I felt his legs popping a lot, but it wasn't enough to finish the match. I felt like 1 minute in, my arms got really tired and dead. I don't know if it was an adrenaline dump or something, but I definitely got really tired after 1 minute. And I kept chaining. I kept getting really good bites on him, but yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't get the finish. And like I always say, that my whole game, if I don't finish a match, I feel like I lost. So it's hard to feel very happy right now. I'm definitely relieved that I won the match, but I'm a perfectionist, and I just have to get better and fix the mistakes I made. I think my cardio is the biggest thing.
When I spoke to you yesterday, you mentioned the immense amount of pressure that you feel, especially since you've come over to the UFC. Can you talk about what your emotions were like all day waiting to compete?
Yeah, so there's nothing to hide about that. I had the most pressure in my life this past few months with everything that happened with one championship in UFC. It's definitely taken a toll on me. I've had a really bad stomach ulcer for a bit of time now, so I've been dying from the stress. But I'm grateful for the stress, and it keeps making me better and better. And I was able to overcome that and be victorious tonight. Definitely, again, I'm pissed off about a lot of things. I'm in prison for a lot of things, like taking the back, finishing every leg lock I'm pretty much in prison for, and a lot of things. But that's what I love, you know, because then I could go back and get better. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for Felipe for giving me a match like that. He definitely pushed my will, and that's what I love, you know. He kicked me at the end, so he's a little douchey, but it's cool. We're both learning, you know. He's learning humility. I'm learning to keep control of my emotions. So I'm blessed for him for helping me improve as a person.
Speaking about after the match, I noticed right before the ref was about to raise your hand, it looked like he was kind of limping around, maybe in a mocking way, and you looked at him. Did you notice that at all?
Yeah, he was just showboating and just being like a douche a little bit. But everyone has their reasons for how they behave. You know, the only thing I can control is how I behave and the respect I give everyone. So regardless of how he behaves, I'm going to give him respect, you know, because the best way to counter that energy is just love, you know. And we're all human. We're all just improving, you know, so I'm grateful to him for helping me become a better person.
After weigh-ins yesterday, you were up on that podium, and you were pretty vocal about ridding the sport of professional grappling of PEDs and steroids.
That was yesterday? Holy crap. That feels like a week ago, but yeah, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday, yeah. Yeah, long week. I don't recall you mentioning anybody by name specifically, but Gordon Ryan did take to social media today and was pretty vocal, seemed offended by some of your comments and kind of went at you saying that you're kind of a bad teammate and you've bounced around from gym to gym. He ended up commentating your match tonight.
Oh, God.
Did you happen to see any of that or have a reaction to it?
I can't imagine what he said about my match tonight.
Actually, I did. He was pretty positive about your performance.
Really?
And you coming to the UFC.
That's awesome.
Did you happen to see any of the stuff on social today, or?
No, I was just fighting the whole time. But thank you for the nice words, Gordon. He calls me a little rat a lot, and he's not wrong. My Chinese zodiac is the rat, so he's pretty accurate what he says. I am not a big person, and I am a rat, right? That's my Chinese zodiac. So he's right about that. I have nothing against Gordon. He's grown the sport tremendously, and I have the utmost respect for him. We're both from the same town in New Jersey. I just, again, what I stand for and what he stands for are a bit different, and I'm just keeping it real. You know, I don't want to just be fake nice and fake and just kiss everyone's butt like everyone does in jiu-jitsu. So even if he's mad at me for speaking up, I know he respects that I'm keeping it real and I'm not just cowing down to him, you know. I have my views and things, and other people have theirs. It doesn't matter what anyone has. I just speak my authentic self, you know. When I said about athletes, one thing I'll clarify, if you take steroids, you're definitely an athlete. I would just say you're a super athlete. You don't count as a regular athlete. You know what I mean? So I'm just an athlete. But yeah, I just feel like the people that took steroids in the past, awesome. Good for you. That was your generation. Okay, maybe you didn't have the rules of steroids in your time. That's awesome. But now, because it's a new generation, take a stand and change the sport, you know. I have nothing against what you did. Now change the sport and help us grow the sport for the next generation. You know, maybe your generation you did that, that's fine. Now focus on the next generation and having kids not follow what you did, hurting your body, doing drugs, you know. So that's my view on it, you know. Again, that's me like being respectful. Thank you, Gordon, for the kind words. But yeah, I have some disagreements with him, and some of the values that he has and I have are different. But yeah, that's it.
What's next? When would you like to compete again? Do you have plans to compete again soon?
Yeah, so honestly, dude, my body is destroyed right now. I've been 1 year in camp. I had 7 match cancellations this year. I was supposed to fight Baby Shark in January, February, March, then April, then June, then again in August, and I was supposed to fight Volkanovski in September. Then I was supposed to fight again with Cade. Then I had the lung problem with Bebeto where my lung ripped in September. So I've been in camp for like since October last year, dude, or November. So I'm really exhausted. I just want to celebrate Christmas and have some Christmas spirit for like 1 month. And then after that, I'm really eager and excited to get back into camp and training very hard. But it's more my body that just is beat up. You know, every week it's been breaking down, and I've just been on duct tape. So I need a little time off. And next year, yeah, I plan to compete very active. I think 6 times next year I'll compete for you guys. But I just need to just shut off my mind a little bit. No one call me out for like a month, please. Then you could call me out.
Congrats on the win. Thanks.
Thank you so much.